Today's Bears Mailbag is sponsored by Rex MD. This holiday season, looking to spice it up in the bedroom, but need a little bit of a boost? That's where Rex MD comes into play. RexMD.com/chat. Awesome discounts for branded and generic Cialis and Viagra today. Go check them out. We'll talk a little bit more about them later on in the show. Okay, let's kick this mailbag off with F. Marsh. If Jim Harbaugh isn't available, are there any other clear upgrades at head coach over Matt Eberflus? Look, it's always a bit of a crapshoot, right, on the coaching market, but I still really like Ben Johnson, just to throw one name out there. I know they kind of hit a bit of a skid, but nice bounce back against Denver, putting up 42 points against a defense that's been playing pretty well recently. Jared Goff bounced back, so Ben Johnson, and I do think if you're going to replace Flus, going offense makes a ton of sense, whether you keep Justin or draft a quarterback, because you want to build something for years to come, head coach quarterback combo, right? And I'd rather do that with an offensive guy. You look at a lot of the top teams, it's offensive guy, top quarterback, like Andy Reid with Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts with Nick Sirianni. Like, you see it all over the NFL. So if I am going to change, I definitely do want to get an offensive-minded head coach. But Jim Harbaugh's an offensive guy, obviously. But in this scenario, you asked for other guys. And Ben Johnson's a guy I'd be very interested in. Fill in the blank here. The Bears' 2024 head coach will be blank. Who's it going to be? Is it still going to be Matt Eberflus? Is it going to be Jim Harbaugh? Is it going to be Ben Johnson, Eric Bieniemy, somebody else? Let us know. Fill in that blank. Marco lifts. Ready for Drake Maye or Williams Justin Fields bust? I will say this regardless of how this plays out. Justin Fields hasn't been a bust. Like Zach Wilson, bust. Trey Lance, bust. Justin's going to go start somewhere next year. You can take that to the bank, whether it's for the Bears or somewhere else. Like, has he played up to the standard of what you're hoping a first-round quarterback would be? Probably not. But he's also dealt with a lot of shit in Chicago, too. So I would not put him in the bust category, regardless of how this plays out. Los the Legend. Poles is going to think like a GM. No way he's passing up on 6 first-round picks in 3 years and can plug every major weakness on your team, and QB is not one of them. Well, that's the question. How does he evaluate the QB situation? Does he think an upgrade is needed? If the answer is yes, part 2 of that question, is Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, or somebody else a clear upgrade? If he answers that question to himself with 2 yeses, then he's going to draft a quarterback. Again, question 1, is Justin Fields good enough, or does he need to upgrade from Justin Fields? If the answer is yes. And number 2, is Drake Maye or Caleb Williams a clear upgrade or someone else? The answer to that is yes. He will draft a quarterback. If one of those questions is no, then you're probably right. He will probably keep building the roster and keep rolling with Justin. Wasim Khan, this staff has to go. Flutes gets a D-. What do you think of Jayden Daniels and Tez Walker? I think Tez Walker's like a middle-round guy. Producer Rolly can chime in here. He's watched a lot of North Carolina football. I'll let him chime in on him in a second. Let me talk.
Speed Demon.
Speed Demon. 3rd round?
2 words. Speed Demon. I think end of 3rd. Like, he'll go into like the 90s range.
Someone will take a shot on him with
like
the speed.
the comp pick area.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Jayden Daniels. I like Jayden Daniels. I wouldn't take him over Caleb or Drake, at least not right now. See how the pre-draft process goes. I mean, someone threw the idea to me the other day. What if you go Marvin 1 or 2, depending where the Bears pick, and then go Jayden Daniels like 5 through 8, depending on where your own pick is? Interesting idea. But it's tricky, man. I don't know. I think if you're changing QBs and you have a higher grade on Williams or Maye, then I think you have to go with that guy number 1 or number 2. Okay, like I mentioned, today's show sponsored by Rex MD. Fellas, do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? Do you wish your sex life could be more fulfilling? Well, you're not alone. It happens. That's why we're excited to tell you about Rex MD, the online source for men's wellness. They offer an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the U.S., so you can trust the quality. Plus, their customer service team is available 24/7 to answer any questions you may have. So, if you're ready to take on your sex life, take control, and say goodbye to ED, Head on over to rexmd.com/chat. Start your consultation today. Guys, they've done the best offer ever this holiday season they've ever done. 95% off plus a free gift if you take advantage during the holiday seasons. rexmd.com/chat. It's rexmd.com/chat. Almost 100% off. How about that? 95% off, free gift. Go check them out. Fix your sex life today. Okay, Mr. Tortuoso says, or Mick Tortuoso, keep Fields, save picks, build around him. Again, a lot of this could come down to just the evaluations of Williams and Maye. Obviously, Fields' evaluation plays a role, but if they think Williams or Maye is an upgrade, they're going to draft him. If they're not convinced, they probably won't. It might be that simple. Warm Shy, could you see a scenario where Harbaugh comes in but wants to keep Fields a la Colin Kaepernick? I could see that. I could see not just Harbaugh, too. I could see another offensive guy coming in here and being like, hey, I really like Justin. I think with my vision, this offense can take off and complement what's a really solid defense that's starting to build here. And I absolutely think that should be taken into account. Like, if the coach you hire wants to keep Justin, that should carry some weight. No doubt about it. Sports Guru, if you draft Caleb Williams, would you rather use the other first-round pick on a receiver or Brock Bowers? I would choose Bowers. Probably BPA. If I'm ranking the top 4 skill guys in this draft right now, I would go Marvin 1, Bowers 2, Malik Neighbors 3, Rome Odunze 4. So if Marvin's gone and the other ones are available, I would go Bowers. If Marvin and Bowers are gone, I would go Neighbors. If the top 3 are gone, I'd go Odunze. So that's kind of how I would do it. Sports Guru. I love Brock Bowers. The kid's an absolute stud. Bearman, would it be a good idea to trade down with the Raiders for draft capital and Davante Adams? I've talked with my with our Raiders report host guy here, Mitchell Renz, about this, and it's an interesting thought. The only thing is guys, Adams is 31 now. He's going to be 31 for all of next season. So I'm kind of just like, I like Davante. We've seen him torment the Bears for years, obviously. Him and DJ Moore is a formidable duo, but like, what am I giving up to get him? And he keeps saying, 2 first-round picks. 31-year-old receiver? No way. Like, I would not go that route. So I like Adams. If there's some not crazy trade you have to pull off to get him, sure. But he's a little older than you would think. I mean, he's probably closer to the end of his career than he is the beginning. What will the Bears' final record be? 5-9 right now, 3 games to go, so they can be anywhere from 5-12 to 8-9. Probably guess 7-10. These final 3 games are still pretty manageable. You got the Cardinals this week, Falcons next week, who just lost to Carolina, Packers the week after. I mean, surely you win at least 2 of those. Now, if you don't win all 3 to have a tiny chance at the playoffs, you're better off losing all 3, but I don't think that's going to happen. This team plays hard every week. Their opponents coming up aren't that good. So I'll say 7-10. Predict what you guys think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. We got Bears coverage 365 days out of the year. Yes, that is every single day. Most of those days, multiple videos per day. And let's see, if we go live 3 days per week now, we're live almost like 100 times a year now, 125 times. So join us for all of that. YouTube.com/BearsNow. Share the link with a friend. We want to keep growing. We're coming for 100,000 subs, baby. Nate Gaming, I say we keep Fields, trade with New England, draft Marvin at 2. So Patriots trade up a spot. They pick whichever QB they want, take Marv at 2. Interesting idea. I mean, if you're not drafting a quarterback, then I'm absolutely open to trading. So definitely open to it. Chris in, #Bears. 2 wide receivers needed out of this draft. Which second-round receivers do you like? Well, if you're watching live, stay tuned. I take a receiver in the second round, so buckle up for that. But there's a lot of guys, on day 2 of the draft that are enticing. Xavier Legette, if he doesn't go first round. Xavier Worthy out of Texas as well. A couple of Xaviers that I think could go on day 2. Does Adonai Mitchell out of Texas fall out of the first round? You've got Jalen Polk out of Washington, who I don't think will go round 1. He's kind of the Robin to Odunze's Batman for that Washington Huskies team. So there's a lot of dudes, man. It's a really good receiver class. Geezer Kieran, how about Todd Monken as OC? Well, he's already the OC in Baltimore, and he calls plays. So if you hired him, you'd have to make him your head coach. Now, could Todd Monken get some head coaching looks? He has before. I think he's got the chops to be considered. He's a little bit older, so we'll see. But he's done a really nice job with Lamar this year. DC Viper, could the Bears trade Herbert this offseason? He has been very disappointing this year since we let Monty walk. He has not been the same since the injury. I thought earlier in the year he was still running well, but still isn't very good in blitz pickup. He was bad yesterday if you're watching live, against the Browns. That was a problem again. And he has not had great bursts since coming back from that high ankle sprain. So that has been a disappointment. And I definitely think trading him could be a possibility. And all of a sudden, you look at this, you might need a running back, man. I like Roschon, but is he like a lead dog? You may have to at least get someone to pair with him. You could bring back Deontay Foreman, which I'm open to, but I definitely think running back could be a sneaky position you're going to have to invest at least something into. Jacob, if the Bears are going to fire Matt Eberflus, how long after Week 18 do you think it would happen? Usually it's the day after. Now, he might be one where they evaluate for a little bit, and I do think Black Monday could be a little slower this year because, remember, with the new coaching search rules, you cannot interview assistants of playoff team coaching staffs until after the divisional round. So that's 2 weeks after the regular season. They added that into the equation this year. So teams could take a little longer if they're on the fence of whether or not to keep or fire a coach. Still think there will be some firings on that Monday. We'll see if Flus is one of them. But it would happen between the final Sunday of the season and, I don't know, maybe a week later. It would happen within a week, I would guess. All right, we will continue the conversation on social media. If we didn't get to your question, I apologize. Be sure to follow me on Twitter @HGrambitFL. More questions to discuss over there.